Alrighty. Joey Magidson, Awards Radar. Hey guys,
Hi
Hey,
Joey,
how's it
how you
going?
doing?
doing all right. It's good to see you both. We've done separate interviews over the years, but always on the phone. Uh,
Exactly. I
yeah,
remember you. I,
yeah.
I really do. I'm not just saying
Now
that.
we're virtual. We're just getting steps closer. Maybe
Well,
one day, actually in
yeah.
person.
One can dream. Yeah, it was for the rental, and Allison was for sleeping with other people. And
I was gonna say yeah, if I remember correctly, you had very nice things to say about the rental.
yeah, I was way
Okay.
into it. We
That would
nerded out on horror a little bit.
There you go. That could have
Nice.
gone a very bad direction if I remembered incorrectly there.
It
Oh
was
yeah.
a leading question.
Well, it's funny when you assume someone has nice things to say when they want to talk to you, but you never know
Of
because someone,
course.
you
That's
know,
true.
oh, the movie was interesting. Like, oh shit, they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Oh, they just know how
And
to say Hollywood versions of this.
and what did you think
Speaking of
about the
which,
current
Yeah.
movie?
Well, this is I was about to say we get the nerd out on '90s like romantic comedies because
Yes.
yeah.
you watch it and it has this very familiar, comfortable feeling. And I imagine that's intentional of like, okay, this is what I like to watch. I just
Mm.
like watching a good version of it. Even like it references Blast from the Past. You know what I mean?
Which we rewatched recently, and there's some good
Same.
stuff in
There's some
there.
good
There's
stuff
some
in
really
I
there.
good stuff in there.
when I interviewed Brendan Fraser, I mentioned it to him and he was like, "Oh, this is what we're talking about during the whale." But sure. It's a charming movie.
Yeah, but we love those classics from the 80s and 90s, and that was definitely a touchstone for us when we were putting this together, just tonally, even the story, you look at those movies like When Harry Met Sally, Sleepless in Seattle,
Pretty
Pretty Woman,
Woman.
like they're just like these grounded stories about real people going
Yeah.
through real things and letting the drama just come from just things that are very relatable. And so yeah, we wanted to tap into that, but then obviously make it modern with characters that exist in the world today, of course. And you go.
Yeah, well, I just think that in terms of the nostalgia aspect, those are the movies that we come back to watch again and again. You know, we wrote this movie in 2020 in the heart of lockdown, and I think the content that we were looking for was that more uplifting, positive content. And so, yeah, we kind of wanted to put something out there that has a bit of joy and optimism.
Oh yeah, I feel like when you're sitting there and goes, I guess we could write something like we're not really doing a lot right now. There's really only two ways you can go. You can lean into like, well, here's what I kind of want life to be like, or like, remember how like the rental was too optimistic? Let's go that way. Like that's really the only way you can do it. Like at that
Right.
time,
Do we want to choose the dark
Hmm,
side
hmm.
or the light side? We
exactly.
went
Was
with the light.
Yeah,
was the
as
news
much
on while you were writing? Was the answer? No, we turned.
No.
as much as we're proud of the rental, it's a very bleak movie
Yeah,
objectively.
you got
Everyone
it in
dies
there.
in the end.
Yeah.
Spoiler
It's
alert.
been out a few years.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's fine on people knowing now. No, it's true, and I think it's good as also as an exercise of like, look what I can do in a way. Not that that's why you make a thing, but it doesn't hurt.
Sure. Yeah, and like the weird thing is, in a strange way, I kind of approached them in similar ways. Like obviously, like there's very different things because they're completely different genres, but like at the heart of them, they're relationship
Yeah.
dramas. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of the biggest thing they have
Through
in common.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
they wouldn't work if you didn't care about the characters. It doesn't really matter what's happening to them if you don't, unless you recognize something in the characters or yourself or just like watching that sort of character. It really doesn't matter what's happening to them. You check out, and that's probably the worst thing. Someone who watches like passively and goes, "Eh,
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. And like even thinking about the characters in both movies, not to compare them, but everyone is flawed. Everyone is
Mhm.
making questionable decisions, but like especially in the new movie, we really didn't want there to be any villains.
yeah,
It's like
Mhm.
yes, people are making mistakes, but deep down, they're good people. They're just going through it. This is just a
yeah,
very hard time in their lives. And Allison's character in particular, she's making choices that we're not necessarily asking the audience to condone.
Yeah.
It's more just like you
The
know,
stakes are very high for her. She feels
yes.
like this is a last chance moment. I hope that people can relate to that element of feeling like your life is slipping through your fingers a little bit. This might be your last chance at happiness or hope or to turn that corner. So she's acting out, in a way that might not be totally true to who she is, which is a bit of the point of the story, I think.
And I think also, we watch these sorts of movies younger. We're in a similar
Yeah.
sort of age bracket. And when none of this has happened to you yet, you're just like, well, why don't they just figure out how to do that? And you watch it
Oh,
now and you're like, I
exactly.
get it. Like, I'm surprised there's not more mistakes happening. Like, yeah, you're floundering. I'm floundering. Like, you start to like identify
I
in a way that you don't when you're in your 20s and like teens watching these movies.
I appreciate you
Definitely.
saying that, and it's one of these things where, when I'm watching a movie with these kind of flawed characters or whatnot, it's like I almost don't even want to admit sometimes that I do relate, but it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this feels very true to life, and so that's
Yeah.
kind of what we were trying to capture is just make everything very grounded and relatable.
Oh no, the thing that caught me so much was when you see her bedroom and she has the American movie poster. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh boy, is that telling me a lot about this character? Like, of because you thread in the fact, oh, you were going to make documentaries, and it's just,
Yes.
I think in another movie it would be kind of just a detail, like, oh, she wanted this, she made that, we're moving on. But the fact that that specific poster was like, oh no, she wanted to make that specific type of movie. Like, if she wanted to make
Oh yeah.
comedies, she wanted to make Clerks. Like, she wanted to make a specific movie.
Well, the American movie poster is really a credit to Dave and also our production designer who just worked with such specificity
Yeah.
in Allie's bedroom in particular.
We got like, you
Dazed and
know, yeah,
Confused,
Slater
Slater
Kinney,
Kinney,
uh
uh, Reality
Ben Stiller, yes,
Bites.
yes, yes. And it's just like, yeah, it's informative just about who she was back in the
Yeah.
day, which is a huge part of this journey. Sorry, someone keeps coming in and I getting distracted.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Well, no, I
We're
get it.
busy. We're in the middle of something.
But yes, there all those details were very, very well thought out. I'm really happy you honed in on the American movie one in particular because that is one of my favorite
Love
documentaries
it. Yeah,
ever. Yeah.
absolutely.
It's my all-time favorite documentary. I actually
Yeah.
got to interview him this year for his Robert Downey Sr. documentary, and I told him
Tell
it
us
was
about that very quickly.
so good. It's so
Yeah.
great.
So good. Perfect.
Okay.
Love it.
Succinct.
It's but yeah, it's such good character building because you can in your head go, oh, she definitely when she had spared like change went to Best Buy and bought DVDs. Like that was like
Mhm.
movies. You can start to figure out the through line of the character, and not only is it good character detail, you like we were saying before, you identify with them and you're ready to go with them on when they're making mistakes in a way that you might.
Definitely. I mean, in addition to the romantic storylines in the film, so much of the movie is about Allie reconnecting with who she was when she was younger, and so much of that is inspired by meeting this new young woman. But like those little details, we wanted to kind of conjure that feeling of when you go back home to your hometown, when you're in your childhood bedroom. When we go up to Northern California to Dave's mom's house, we sleep in a little bed there's baseball cards on the wall.
My mom hasn't touched anything in my room since I left home, and so there's, sports posters like half hanging off the wall. I
Those
still got
stars on the ceiling
Yeah.
that glow in the dark.
They still glow.
They still glow.
I got my trophies from my sports days. Like
But
she
Yeah, I
hasn't
still
touched
got those.
anything.
When you go back and see that stuff, it has a way of bringing up emotions in you.
Yeah.
Like you can't help but kind of compare what were my hopes and dreams at that time? What are they now? Did I fulfill these things I thought I would? And a lot of that is kind of what's going on in the movie.
And the last thing I'll say about Allie's bedroom
We could do a full, master class on Allie's
yes,
bedroom.
is like you see her bedroom from growing up compared to at the beginning of the movie, you see her house in LA, which is very like clean, sharp corners, a little stark, a
Mhm.
little cold. And so again, it's like it was all very intentional to show who she used to be and where she is now.
Parts of
Oh,
her
yeah,
personality that she's been kind of denying.
totally. It works. I think the movie just works. It's like why I was so excited because I enjoyed the rental. I always love Allison. I like you and things like it was a combination of things I enjoy going, okay, cool. And that it is a movie just meant to be enjoyed. And I love when people go, you know what, they don't make anymore this movie. I'm gonna make it because a lot of people go, I wish this movie existed, and nobody actually goes like, well, I'm gonna spend a year and like make it. So I know we have to wrap. So like I just want to say thank you and congrats. Like I love that you guys specifically that you guys did the thing that no one else is doing.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for all
That
the
means a
very
lot.
kind words.
Oh,
And
it's always my pleasure. Thank you
yeah,
so
and
much. I look forward to the next one because I know it's going to be a whole other genre now.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
see.
true.
We'll
Looking
see.
forward to your Western.
It's probably the one that I should stay away from.
Yeah,
I just
same.
Everybody always says they want to make a Western when they say, what can you do? So you're covered.
Not me. No.
I
No.
feel like they're just so beautiful and
Westerns are
horses, and it's
beautiful.
like you can just make it look so wonderful.
But now
Yeah, I
you're
feel
now
like
you want to make a
now I want to
Western?
wait.
Oh
You
my
convinced
God.
me. I'm
What?
in.
Sorry.
I gotta go.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks so much, man.
Always a pleasure.